Tim, good to be back at Whitehouse Machine Tools today, looking at the Biglia product. Now this is a little bit smaller than ones we've looked at in the past.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about the B436.
So this is a twin spindle, twin turret machine. We have 7,000 RPM main spindle with 15 horsepower, so it's a...
That's quite fast, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a nice quick machine, and it's on a very small footprint, so we're on about 5 square meters, maybe you can see.
And the Y2, does that mean you've got Y-axis on both top and bottom turret?
Exactly, so we've got 2 servo turrets, nice quick index on them, driven tools all round, so 24 stations in total, and both of them are equipped with a Y-axis.
And the thing that stands out to me here is on the second spindle on this machine, this is what I'm trying to get my head around the advantages. It can move in the, or most machines move in the longitudinal axes, don't they? But this will move up and down as well.
That's right, yeah. So it's quite unique to Biglia actually. They do it on the 65mm. They also now do it on the 36mm. So we are able to drop the spindle down, if you like, off centre line, which is great because it gives us great accessibility, so there's less interference, but also it allows us to do some very clever things. For instance, having 3 tools cutting simultaneously, which obviously is very productive.
Really, that's really what this machine is about, isn't it? Reducing the cycle times and idle times, getting the parts off faster.
Exactly.
So that's a very good or a very advantageous feature.
Yeah, absolutely. And we would, I suppose, be looking at a part of the market where people have traditionally looked at bigger sliding head machines. And we're into, I suppose, a solution with a 36 and next year a 38mm version, where we've got the advantages in speed maybe of the sliders, but on a conventional fixed headstock machine, which perhaps gives us some, I would suggest maybe some rigidity advantages, and also, frankly, for some people it's perhaps a bit easier to set.
Okay, and you can have a tailstock on that as well, can't you? So you can be supporting a longer part as well as using the turret to machine as well.
Exactly, yeah. So it would sit directly above the sub-spindle, so the sub-spindle could be dropped down off-centre as we talked about. The tailstock can be providing support for maybe a longer part.
So learning about the ability of the different axes and maybe using 3 cutting tools at once is great, but what about the actual speed of these machines? I believe from talking to you in the past that Biglia were one of the first into this marketplace, the twin spindle, twin turret. They stole a bit of a march on it, didn't they?
Yeah, in fact, they've been building this configuration. We call it a quattro style machine. By that I mean it's twin spindle, opposing spindle, and twin turret. They've been building that now since the late 90s, so they've had plenty of time to debug it, find out all the nuances of how to make it work. And one of the things they've really focused on is speed. We've got nice, very high speed acceleration and deceleration on the spindles, both spindles. We've got nice quick servo turrets, so 1/10 of a second turret index, for instance.
And are those things much faster than your competition?
I think so, and I think some of the cycles that Biglia have developed over the years, and I mean, by way of an example, transfer sequences, this kind of thing, they've managed to iron out all of the non-cut time in those and really minimise those. And these are all small things, but the cumulative effect when you add them all up together means it's a really quick machine.
And that's interesting because sometimes I think of Biglia as a heavy-duty product, a robust machine, and sometimes you don't get both speed and robustness together. But are you saying or suggesting that you do here with Biglia?
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's a small machine. You can't cut great big billets on it. Biglia's expertise really is in very high speed bar turning. That's where that's their real forte.
So have you got double point indexing on these turrets as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And they also make a range of very flexible tooling, so we can have, for both power tools and fixed tools, we can have bi-directional tools, we can have double heads, triple heads, obviously with the Y-axis as well, we can get those off-centre.
And with the Y-axis being on the top and the bottom and building up the tools, as you said, you can really manufacture some complicated components on this type of machine.
Yeah, and in fact we've got a user who's got, I think, upwards of 60 or 70 different tools set. So these are using those doubles and triples that I've just talked about, and it means that the changeover time for him between components is minimised because he's not having to take tools on and off and reset them.
He's got standard tools. Now tell me about this control, because I looked at this and I thought, wow, these are FANUC driven, aren't they? But here you've got the Mitsubishi.
Yeah, most of Biglia's machines are FANUC, you're right, but this one, and I think this is another factor that contributes to the speed of the machine. This Mitsubishi control shares a lot of the attributes of the Fanuc. For an operator, the code is very, very similar. There are some small nuances and differences. In the large, it's the main same ISO code, but the processing speed on this is very, very quick, and that helps deliver the overall speed.
So if you were a user of a Fanuc control, you shouldn't be scared of jumping into using a Mitsubishi control. It's not going to be much of a transition or a learning curve.
No, the learning curve's minimal, and actually the first customer we sold one of these to in the UK has the big version, the 65mm, which is equipped with the Fanuc, and we thought that would cause a problem, but actually within a week this is in production.
And with your machines, the Biglias here, do you win the majority of this type of, call it application-driven inquiry with a Biglia as a result of the things you've mentioned?
Yes, and some people will, perhaps haven't heard of Biglia, and the proof is in the pudding. We have to make sure that we can demonstrate it, usually by way of a cutting test.
Good stuff. Machine in stock?
This one is in stock, yeah, but come quick because there's not too many.